Finally got an SX80 bow from Bowtech. Super excited about this one. Hello and welcome back to the YouTube channel. MFJJ here with the Bowtech 2023 SX80. This is an SS34 with 80-pound limbs. Not sure why they give it a different name, but they do. Outside of that, from what I understand, this bow is no different. We have had requests to review this bow, and we just got 3 of them in this week, so we will go ahead and do that for you, although I expect the numbers to come out almost exactly the same as an SS34. However, we are going to shoot a 420 grain arrow out of this bow at 80 pounds instead of a 350 grain arrow at 70 pounds because I don't have any 400 grain arrows prepared. It was as close as I could do, so sorry about that. This bow has the same specs, basically. It's 4.7 pounds, 80 pound peak only on the SX80s, obviously, for logical reasons. 34 axle to axle, 26 to 31.5 inch draw length, 331 feet a second, and 6.75 inch brace height. Let's measure some of those numbers and see how accurate. Okay, you going? All right, let's check our reflex here. Almost non-existent, which is awesome. Love bows like that. Like a 1/4 inch of reflex. So little, that's phenomenal. Our axle to axle is 34.25 on this one, so it's a little long. Our brace height is 6 7/8, so it's a little higher brace height. Overall riser length, give you 33, that's pretty awesome. Physical weight, mind you, we got some orbital dampeners and a rest on here, so it should probably come in at about 5 pounds. Let's see what we come up with here. Looking at 5.2, 5.3, so that's probably a tiny bit heavy. I mean, if you take that off, and that off, and that off, that's probably not quite that much. That'd be a ½ pound. Let's see what our draw weight's set at. This is in comfort on 30 inches right now. Oh, and it feels like 80 pounds. Not too shabby. 81.8, so let's take it down just a little bit. $79.8. Hopefully you feel that's close enough. 2/10. Let's see how this thing feels. I haven't shot it yet. All right. It's my last couple hunting arrows from this last year, so we'll use these. That's actually a pretty decent draw force curve for 80 pounds. We are in comfort, though. I'm sure it's going to be a bit more aggressive when we do it, switch it to performance. That's very dead, much like its SS34. This is the specs of a bow that I personally would really like. I like very low reflex. I like higher brace height, and I like a little longer configuration bow, 33 to 35, somewhere in there, is really where my preference lies. And I do tend to shoot a little over 70 pounds if I can get it. Yeah, there's a little bit of felt vibration in the handle, just a little bit for an 80-pound bow shooting a 420 grain arrow. That's really not bad. No string silencers on it either, or limb dampeners, but that's how they come stock, so that's what we're running. Yeah, it's pretty good. Let's get some speed on it and see what we get here. Okay, so this is a 420 grain arrow at 80 pounds. Sorry, I'll know in a second. Oops, release. 80 pounds, 30 inches, comfort setting, SX80. .304. .310. .308. 308. I'm going to reshoot that lower one and see if that was a fluke for that 304, because that seemed a little slow anyway. But it is in comfort, and usually comfort's 10 to 15 feet slower on average, at least in the years past. It might not be now, but that's what it's been. Yeah, 307. So we'll say a 308 average on comfort. We'll flip this over to performance and see what we get on that. So this is on performance, 80 pounds, 420 grain arrow. For the 20 grains, you probably ought to add about 8 feet. So we'll see what we come up with here. That definitely dumps a little harder back in the back end, but it's not any harder to pull back. So that's surprisingly good. I thought it would feel worse. 324. $322. $319. So we're going to say 322, which is 9 feet shy. However, if you give it 8 feet for the 20 grains, which is usually about 2 feet per every 5 grains, that bow's like almost exactly IBO. So I have to commend Bowtech heavily this year, because they went from fudging quite a lot last year to being really close to spot on their velocities. That bow is amazing. It's got a really long riser, almost no reflex, stupid forgiving. This is, by my definition, a Western hunting bow. SS34 is the same thing. This is designed for people who shoot longer distances and run and gun and move around in the woods and not sitting in tree stands and ground blinds. You're having to shoot a far longer ways away. This bow is incredible. I would look at it if you have the opportunity or the option. If you want an 80 pound, yes, 80 pound. There's probably 3 brands out there or 4 brands out there now that are doing an 80 pounder for those people who want them. But if you're not, you can always get this in the SS34. Head on over to podiumarcher.com for all those archery needs. We're expanding stuff every day. We just got authorization to sell Hoyt accessories online, so soon those will get up there. We're expanding Matthew's apparel line in there, as well as anything else we can add to them. And newsflash, target bows from Bowtech, Hoyt, and Matthews will be on our website here soon. So if you're in the market for a target bow, I will be carrying all 3, and yes, I can ship those to you, as well as modules. If they offer modules for them, they will be for sale on our website as well. Those are all options for you, trying to give you the ability to play with stuff at home. They're looking at us and liking what we're doing, so they're giving us that opportunity. So pretty excited about that. Looking for video ideas at the bottom. Lots of how-tos would be great, because I'm going to expand into that a whole ton throughout this year. Once all these new products are out, that's really what we're going to work on, a whole bunch of how-to videos. We have gotten to where we're ready for a giveaway for one bow so far, but I haven't received the bow yet, so I can't do that until the bow actually shows up, and then I'll pick somebody from that for that video. And then maybe we'll be building that bow if they choose to have us build it. But if not, we'll just ship it to them. But we'll make a video about that, and that'll be on like a short, on a reel, on Instagram, and probably a YouTube short. But hey, loving the feedback. Keep checking us out. We'll keep them coming.